Okay, I need to talk about the cruise casino because I have now spent over a year living on cruise ships, and I cannot tell you how many things people believe about ship casinos that are just not true. Some of them are too pessimistic, some of them are dangerously optimistic, and honestly, a few of them can cost people real money. So today we are busting cruise casino myths. I've done my own research. I've lived this lifestyle firsthand, and I want to give a quick shout out to a video by John over at Bite Sized Cruises. He did a really excellent and thorough deep dive into the technical side of how these slot machines actually work. And some of what you're about to hear is information that I also learned from watching one of his videos, and I'll put a link in the description below and encourage you to go check it out. So grab your coffee, let's go. Hi everyone, I'm Laura and welcome to Living on Cruise Control, where just over a year ago I left the corporate grind to pursue my dream of living full-time on cruise ships. Whether you've never set foot in a ship casino or you're already using the casino program to book free cruises, this video has something for you. I just wanted to start off with, I am not a professional gambler. I don't work, nor I've ever worked for any type of casino company on land, on cruise ships. I'm a woman that worked my way up the corporate ladder throughout my career and now live full-time on cruise ships. And over this past 15 months, there's a lot that I have learned, sometimes the hard way, how this whole casino ecosystem actually works. Some of these myths I believed myself, so no judgment. Let's just learn and get it right. Myth number 1, cruise casinos are the Wild West. They're not regulated. First myth, and honestly one I didn't fully understand until I started digging, the idea that ship casinos are basically unregulated, that once you're out at sea, anything goes. Not true. Most major cruise lines are members of CLIA. That is the Cruise Lines International Association. And as part of that membership, they've all agreed to follow casino regulation standards based on the Nevada Gaming Control Board, the same standards that govern Las Vegas. So the machines on the cruise ship have to meet the same regulatory requirements that you will find on the Strip. Now, enforcement isn't perfectly airtight across every ship flagged in every country, but the framework exists, and it is absolutely not the Wild West people imagine. Myth number 2, they tighten the slots on sea days. I hear this one constantly, and there was a time when I actually thought this myself. People believe that they loosen the machines when people first board to get them hooked, then tighten them on sea days to take their money. Here's what's actually happening. Under the regulations, cruise lines cannot manipulate slot machines once they're on the casino floor. They cannot just flip a switch. They cannot remotely adjust payouts. They cannot tell a machine to tighten up on a Tuesday. The machines are standalone units with a random number generated. You'll hear that called RNG. Random number generated, and it's baked into the machine when it's originally manufactured. The RNG is set and certified before the machine ever hits the casino floor. It cannot be changed on the fly, not by the cruise line, not by the casino manager, not by anyone. So why does it feel like certain times are tighter? It's probability and variance. The fact that on sea days more people are playing, so you're seeing more of the normal statistical swings, and humans are wired to see patterns, even when there aren't any. Trust me, I'm wired to see patterns, thinking a machine is hot, thinking a machine is cold. It's just the way our brain works. The machines aren't being messed with. It just feels that way sometimes. We've all been there. Myth number 3, the machine is due. It hasn't paid in days. Honestly, this one gets me to where I feel like it's impossible for me to step away because I've put hundreds and hundreds of dollars into that machine and now it has to hit. This is a classic mistake. My personal favorite to bust because I've generally watched people sit, including myself, at a machine for hours based on this belief that it's due to hit. The RNG is running constantly, even when no one is playing. It's cycling through combinations at a speed none of us can even perceive. The moment you hit that spin button, the result is already locked in. The very millisecond that you hit that button, the machine has already decided what the payout is going to be. The machine has no memory. It's like rolling dice. It does not know what happened the last spin. It does not know it hasn't paid in days. There is no due. There is one probability playing out spin by spin independently every single time. And here's the part that really drives it home. You could hit a massive jackpot and then hit another one on the very next spin. I saw this happen on the $9 machines. I'll show you in just a minute. And someone was actually betting $25 and hit a huge jackpot, needed a payout this year, so it was over 2,000. And then literally 30 seconds later, hit another jackpot. And I think there was even a third one. My machine on the other side wasn't doing anything, but it was back to back to back jackpots. The odds are astronomical for that to happen, but it's completely possible because each spin is its own separate event. The pattern you think you're seeing, that's your brain doing what human brains do, finding order in randomness. The machine is not cooperating with your theory, I promise. Myth number 4, those visual progressions on the screen mean something. This one is a sneaky one because the machines are specifically designed to make you believe it. And watching other YouTube videos about the slot machine technology, I like to follow another YouTuber called Gamble Smart, and he actually was and is working as a slot technician. So it's really interesting to understand how the machines work behind the scenes. And what I learned from him is now, these days, you're seeing more and more machines with these progressive jackpots that are marketing tools to lure you in and to keep you sitting at that machine. You know those games where the pots keep getting fuller, the firecrackers are building up, the coins are stacking higher and higher. It looks like any minute now that machine is ready to hit a jackpot, and you think it's so close to hitting, I have to sit down now, or worse, I can't leave because I put too much money in it, it's due, and all the firecrackers are full. It's gonna hit any spin now. Those are perceived progressions, and it's 100% just a marketing tool. In fact, if you actually read the rules and instructions on the slot machine, it'll even say that the pots or the pigs that are ready to burst or the rockets that are ready to explode, they have no bearing on whether you're going to hit a jackpot or not. Zero. Those are perceived progressions, and they are exactly that, perceived. The visuals are marketing, they are psychology, and they are designed to keep you seated and engaged and honestly invested. The random number generator is picking its numbers regardless of what that animation is doing on the screen. The pots can look completely full and pay nothing. The firecrackers can look stone cold and suddenly go up and up and up and go off and hit a huge jackpot. The visuals are there to do a job, and don't let them fool you. Myth number 5. If you pick the right box in a bonus round, you win more. This one genuinely surprised me. You know, house rounds where you pick a prize and they might have like all these different buttons where you can push and maybe you're going to win a mini or a minor or a major or even a grand. The treasure chest, the Buddha, whichever one you think is hiding the grand jackpot, well, the outcome has already been decided before you even touch anything. The RNG has already determined what you're going to hit and win, whether it's the left box, the middle box, the right box, it doesn't matter because it's already been decided. It makes zero difference. You are getting whatever the machine already decided to give you before your finger even moved towards the screen. So don't feel bad that only if you had pushed this button instead of this button that you would have won a bigger jackpot. Think of it like a lottery draw. The ball is already pulled. You're just going through the fun of the reveal. Bonus rounds are still a great time, but your picking instincts are not the reason you won or lost. Sorry. Hey, real quick, if you're finding this video informational or helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update of my journey living full-time on cruise ships. It really would mean the world to me and helps this channel grow. Okay, back to busting myths. Myth number 6, you can't actually win on a cruise ship. You can. People win 4- and 5-figure jackpots on ship slot machines. In fact, here on the Sun Princess 3 or 4 cruises ago, 2 separate people won $50,000 on the Dragon Link machines. Here, I'll show you. Check them out. They actually, 2 machines hit the $50,000 grand jackpot on the same night. It wasn't me, but those machines did hit. So definitely you can win money. I heard the bells go off. I've seen it happen. The issue isn't you can't win. It's that over time, the math trends towards the house. That's true everywhere in every casino, whether you're on land or at sea. That's just how casinos work. And if your goal is a fun sea day with a real shot at something exciting, yes, absolutely possible. If your goal is to consistently profit, that's a completely different conversation. Myth number 7, betting max gives you better odds. I hear this one in the casino itself, from real people at real machines. Betting maximum credits does not improve your odds of winning on any individual spin. Remember, the RNG doesn't care how much you bet. What betting max does do is scale your potential payout proportionally, most of the time. And on certain games, it unlocks all pay lines and qualifies you for a progressive jackpot. The only real reason to bet max is if a must-hit by jackpot specifically requires it. A must-hit jackpot is different than your regular slot machines. Here is what one looks like. And sometimes those must-hit bonuses are based on the actual bet. So that's when it does matter. Otherwise, bet what's comfortable for your bankroll. Burning through your budget in 10 minutes on max bet is not a strategy. It's just expensive. Okay, myth number 8. Must-hit jackpots are just like any other progressive. This is one place where there's a real nuance worth knowing. On a standard progressive jackpot, every spin has the same odds of hitting, regardless of where the number stands. But on a must-hit by jackpot, where the machine shows it will pay out before a certain dollar amount, that number is real. The machine has already internally picked the winning number within that range. So for example, if the range is 500 to 1800 as the bonus payout, it might pick 1601. It might hit 501. It might pick 1800. That number is already determined the last time someone hit that bonus and the machine reset. So if you walk up to a machine that says it must hit by 1800 and it's sitting at 1740, that's actually meaningful. You're close if you can manage your bankroll to get there. That's one of the few situations where you have something resembling an edge. Still not a guarantee, but it's not nothing either. It's worth knowing. Myth number 9, you have to lose a fortune in order to receive free cruises. This is the myth I care most about busting because it's the one that keeps people out of the comp program entirely. Here's how casino comps actually work. The casino doesn't care whether you win or lose on any given session. What they track is how much money you cycle through the machines. Total dollars wagered, coin in. So if you put $10 in, win $80, bet that $80, win $60, and keep going, the machine has registered far more than $100 in action. That's what earns you points, not your wins, not your losses. Now, over time, the house edge means you will trend towards losing. That's math. But the rate at which that happens is much slower than most people think, especially if you're playing methodically with a real strategy. And here's something worth knowing about. Machine choice. If you're trying to build comps, lower volatility machines are your friend. Not because they pay more, they don't, but because they keep you in the game longer and cycle more money through the machine. On a high volatility machine, you can burn through your bankroll before you put a dent in the points you need. On Princess, the casino program is called Princess Players Advantage. In early 2025, they completely overhauled the transparency point thresholds and now clearly post in the casino. So you know exactly where you stand and exactly what you need. That was a huge improvement and honestly a game changer. I want to be honest here because this is my actual life. Yes, there is money going out, but when I actually run the math, it has worked in my favor. And a big part of that is understanding the program before I sit down, not figuring it out on day 6 of a 7-day cruise. My full video on how I earn free cruises is linked below. That's your next stop if you want to learn more about how I've been able to earn these cruises. Myth number 10. All cruise line casino programs work the same way. Quick but important one, they don't. Not even close. On Norwegian, for example, comps are based on how much you lose, not how much you cycle through the machine. That's a completely different program and a much harder one to work strategically. On Princess, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Carnival, it's generally coin in, but always verify before you sail. Walk up to the casino host desk on your first day, ask what gets you to the first comp level, ask where the thresholds are posted, and make sure you completely understand your budget and your strategy per day. The 5 minutes of conversation is one of the most valuable things you can do before you sit down at a single machine. It's worth the time and the investment. Myth number 11. This is too complicated. It's not for regular people, and this myth that keeps the most people on the sidelines. I left a corporate job. I live on cruise ships. I'm not a professional gambler, and I did not walk into any of this knowing how it worked. I was completely ignorant to the entire program. Fleet-wide. I figured it out by paying attention, asking questions, and being intentional about how I play. And it has genuinely changed the financial equation of how I live this life. You don't have to do what I do. You don't need to move on and live on cruise ships full time, and you don't have to book 40 cruises. But if you cruise even once or twice a year and you're walking past that casino every single day without a plan, you are leaving real value on the table. Start simple, enroll, use your medallion, play a little, see what offers come back. The worst case is you had a fun sea day and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate your support. It means everything, and it keeps me out here living this life at sea. Drop your questions in the comments. I read every single one. And if you've got a casino story or strategy, I want to hear it. Links are below to go check out Bite Size Cruises video by John, and to learn more about how I started earning free cruises. And I hope to see you on a cruise one day. Thanks.